We are live.
Let's go. We're back.
Welcome back.
So
Welcome back.
It's good to be back. It was just a little trip, slow trip. Last night there was hurricanes and stuff. So here we are, unscathed. Tennessee is just getting a light rain. Nothing crazy, nothing we can't deal with in Tennessee. What we can't deal with is snow. You put snow in Nashville, people lose their minds. They go to the store and buy bread and milk. Q, tell me why. In a snowstorm, you're buying perishable goods. You would think it'd be canned goods. No.
You would think.
We're getting bread, and it's been like that. I remember when I first lived in North Carolina in 2006, they had a little storm, and everybody's I just went to the grocery store to pick something up. I think I need batteries, something like that. Yeah. And I went, and they're out of bread and milk, and everybody has their carts full. And I'm like, why the hell y'all buying bread and milk? They're like, it's just what we do. They just like, you can have people who are lactose intolerant. If it starts snowing in the South, they just buy milk. It's just ingrained in their DNA to buy milk when it starts snowing. It's absolutely insane.
It's kind of crazy how like the toilet paper thing happened with the pandemic too. Like,
yes, what the fuck?
People buy stuff that's like totally against their interests. Like, why use up all your storage area for toilet paper? Buy a bidet and get as much beans and rice as you can. Like we probably got a year's worth of beans and rice in our pantry.
And I got a year's worth of bidets. I got one in every bathroom, dude. My anus is spotless. That thing is clean, bro.
I've heard.
I have a thing about if you ever don't wipe, like you have to go in public and you don't have like a baby wipe or a bidet, it itches. Like you have to get everything out of there. You can't have any remnants of any fecal matter there. You just can't do it. I don't understand how people go in and just dry wipe. I don't understand. That's some savage, that's some like low end barbaric shit right there. Literally. When you are just wiping with paper, if you shit on your hand, you have shit on your hand, would you just wipe it with a paper towel? Be like, I'm good. No, you wash it with soap. And then you're like, okay, I think it's good enough. But to think that paper is going to remove enough fecal matter, that's absurd. Like, what the hell? The Asian countries, the South American countries, they have it right. I went to Brazil, bidets everywhere. No toilet paper. You just let that shit air dry. You like kind of just wiggle it out,
Or just fan it out.
Yeah, just like back there, just fanning it out. It's crazy, dude. I don't understand it. What the hell are we talking about? Bidets.
Bidets, yeah. But switching to a different subject because we can stop talking about anuses 3 minutes in. But it's amazing to me how like we will get to assholes and penises quickly. It's crazy. But
it's what we do. It's what we do best.
So
but it's a message people need to hear.
I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with you, sir. It's that people need to hear that they should keep their assholes clean.
I think we'd have a better world if more people had clean buttholes. That's why people are all weird, because they're walking around, they got feces like exposed on their dermis, and they're just, it's just not good, man. I don't understand the level of civility these people have not using wipes or a bidet. It's absurd.
Yeah, it is savagery. Just like literally like barbaric, I would say.
And they're only like $25, dude. Lux Bidet, that's the brand I get. It's like you hook it up. I hook it. I'm not good at stuff, but I'm not good at that stuff. I hooked every one of them up. You tighten them in and they're good to go. Hook it into the water line and boom, squirts.
That's awesome. Great. Just squirts.
It has a feminine feature too. So it cleans the vagina. But if you don't have a vagina, I personally don't have one today. I do some days when I feel like it, but it actually has this, that you put it on female mode and it cleans the taint. So if you have any splashback, it cleans the underball area.
Oh, I've always wanted to have something with just clean my underball area.
It's a taint. It's called a taint or a gooch. Technical term.
Or gooch, technical terms. So the news has been crazy, bro. Like absolutely. I missed you this week because the news was absolutely nuts.
It's been crazy, hasn't it? I didn't even know the news. I'd go on Twitter after my day was over and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. What's going on? Like I'm in meetings all day. I'm not paying attention. And that's when I realized that nobody pays attention. If I didn't have this show, if I didn't partake on Twitter, I wouldn't know what's going on. And that's why you have to realize most Americans are like, you're dumb, you're ignorant. No, they're just working. So on days that I'm working, I get home, I'm not going on Twitter. I mean, so if I didn't do this as part of what I do, I would be uninformed like every other American. They don't have time to keep up because it moves so quickly.
I think that's part of it too. Like they've made it so the news cycle is like 12 hours. Like the fucked up, one of the craziest things, like the head title was the doxing of JD Vance because a reporter released basically hacked information from a foreign enemy to like literally to try to hurt JD Vance, right? And it has address on it that basically doxed him, right? That should be very like and everybody's like, oh my God, he shouldn't have gotten suspended for that. Suspended? He shared the intel from a foreign enemy about one of our vice presidential candidates. He should be already in Gitmo. Like that. I mean, it's insane.
It's absurd. If you want to pull up what you have, I also have Elon Musk, his reply to that.
So let me blow this up here for a little bit for us. But I'm kind of lost for words when it comes to some of this stuff now. Like, I mean,
it's nutty, bro.
When are we going to stop? Like, when does it stop? You know, this is the research on JD Vance.
Because the left are despicable people, man. They are just despicable people. Like, you don't see that. I mean, all the right does is complain. They don't even vote. Like, the left is they're crazy. And they're crazy. And they have to be getting killed in the polls. The Democrats sent out an email today from actual Walz-Harris campaign showing that they're down in the battleground states. I think their polling is so bad. If their polling was good, she wouldn't want another debate. I think Cernovich is right. I think that a lot of these people are right. If you look at the signs, that's not how winners act. If I'm up, I'm not going to risk another debate. I'm just going to be like, no, I'm good. Trump, I don't need to do another debate. And Trump's like, no, and for Trump to be like, nope, I don't want to debate. Trump debates anyone, anywhere. That's an advisor going, dude, you got out of the first one. It was biased. And for some reason, people thought you won because people saw through the fact that it was 3v1. So his advisors were like, Trump, because Trump, he's like, I'll debate that bitch anytime, any place. Let's go. And they're like, Trump, don't do it. Don't do it. His advisors are telling him not to do it. They're like, just stick to the messaging, stick to what you're doing. There's an interview with him and Dave Ramsey coming out today. Dave Ramsey, I know this because he's right up the street from me, literally like right up the fucking street. So it's a local thing. So like he's interviewing with people who influence people. He's going on all these different podcasts. Like, why would he go on there? Theo Vaughn? Like Theo Vaughn. So Trump right now is influencing. He's getting out the youth vote. He's getting out the young folks. He's activating the base because there is no such thing. When I was a kid, Alan, it was like, no, you know who decides? Like 40% of people are Republican or Democrat. It's the 20% independents. That's who matters. No, bullshit. It's getting your base to vote. AOC, 38,000 votes. Conservatives in her district, 150,000. The only thing you need to do is get your base to vote. That's why. Well, Trump's just speaking to his base. No shit, Sherlock. Nobody fucking votes. It's not about like maybe in the primary, but other than that, you're just going for your base. The independents, fuck them. Who cares?
Well, there's also the fucking idiots. I saw you and PDB talking, and I interjected a little bit, but like, all these quote unquote conservative talking heads, like, they're claiming they're not going to vote for Trump. Very frankly, bro, like you're the enemy. I hate to, I gotta view people that way, bro. Like
Nick Fuentes, who won't take the bait. I've been trying to bait that motherfucker into blasting me for so long. He just won't take the bait. He's too smart. He knows how us Jews think.
Yeah, but it's like
that fucking skinny fat motherfucker.
It's hard to believe that they're not like controlled opposition in some way. Like they may not even realize it.
No, he does. How the fuck? Look, man, the dude from the Proud Boys wasn't even in the state and got arrested for January 6th. Nick was literally out there like, hey, guys, go storm the Capitol. And he's not in jail.
Right.
Guys, there's no other explanation other than the dude's a fucking Fed. He's a Fed. He's doing what the feds tell him to do. He's just getting by. He's not getting jail time. And guess what? If Trump wins, he better hope that Trump pardons him, because then they're going to be like, well, you didn't do your job. He fucking Kamala lost. You didn't do your job. Trump's going to be like, fucking, who cares? Put him in jail. I don't care. Go after him. He's got to be a Fed. Nothing makes sense.
Well, no, I thought it absolutely doesn't. And I do think it's a very clear thing that when you go against the regime, they jail you. Look what they're doing. Like the mayor of New York City has been a complete clusterfuck since he took over the job. But all of a sudden he says something against illegal immigrants and they're raiding all his shit. Like, you telling me that they just found out he's dirty as fuck? Like, I believe they've not, like, same thing like with the P. Diddy shit. They knew P. Diddy was dirty as fuck forever. Like, somewhere along the line, like, I saw somebody said, like, I can't remember who it was, but, you know, all of a sudden all these celebrities are endorsing Kamala. And that's because, you know, they're all friends with P. Diddy and they got the P. Diddy tapes. That makes a lot of sense.
Why don't I ever get invited to the cool parties? You know, it's like,
dude, that's
I'm
not
never
a cool party. I don't know if that's a cool party or not, but
you would think I'd be at least invited. Like, I know hip hop guys. Yeah. I know Kevin Gates. Like, why can't I get invited to these parties?
Right.
I'm never invited to anything. Like the whole, like, Jews taking over the world, not invited. P. Diddy parties, not invited.
So when the Jews don't invite you to their weekly meeting to decide who runs the world, is that then anti-Semitic?
I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to check with I'm going to have to check in the, the Torah or one of our scholarly books. I'm sure it's in there, or the Talmud. I'm sure it's in the Talmud. Something about the Jewish meetings. It's got to be in there. At least however you interpret it, right?
Yeah, and then you don't get invited. I'm sorry, but like, I don't care if they're Jewish. That's anti-Semitic. Like, how are they not including you?
It's uninclusive.
You get blasted. It's another thing too that I just find weird. Like, people will say you're a Jew as if it's an insult. Like, that's you guys realize how fucking racist that is, right? Like,
you have a high IQ. Fuck, my bad.
Well, no, but it's like, being Jewish is not something you picked. You weren't like, like up in heaven being like, yeah, when I get born next time, Jew. You don't
get to check a box. It's like white people are all inherently racist. Like, wait a second.
Yeah.
How? I don't understand. I'm trying to, because I saw. Have you seen Am I Racist yet? Not yet. No. It's profound, because
I heard it's good.
These people, and yes, I said these people. These people really think that white people need to apologize for shit, even if they didn't do anything wrong. I'm not apologizing.
I'm not apologizing for shit. How about a thank you for the white people that freed slaves?
No, it's got to be negative, right? I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people were complicit in slavery, including African slave traders. It's not like English people went in like, all right, guys, we're going into the bush. We're going to capture people. Nah, the African leaders captured people and sold them. It was fucked up. It was wrong. But hey, you should be asking for reparations from fucking Zaire or something, because they fucked y'all up too. Slavery was just wrong all around. Can we all agree with that?
Absolutely.
Everybody who traded slaves was really bad. Don't like them at all. But it wasn't just white folks, man. It was a whole slew of evil and whatever. But the Holocaust didn't happen, so here we are.
So here we are. It's it's just such a political tool. Every 4 years, racism rears its head again. Like, notice how they did it in 2020, and then all that shit with BLM came down, and it died off real quick. So they needed the trannies. I said tranny. Am I gonna get in trouble? I don't give a fuck.
I think you are. I definitely think we're getting banned off YouTube. He was talking about his automobile. He was talking about he was changing the transmission in his 89 Oldsmobile Regency.
Yeah, and then I was putting, since I wanted the Oldsmobile to perform like a Chevy, I put a Chevy engine in it and gave it the Chevy headlights, and all of a sudden it's a Chevy.
Some of the transgender people have really nice breasts, though.
Well, I mean, best money can buy. You know,
I
best
think
money.
it's great. So what I've learned is that if you have small breasts to begin with, it's harder to get it because you have to like build it, right? So you have to have the skin to build it. I learned that.
Yeah, that's I would imagine. I haven't delved into it that deeply, but anyway, we're getting very very sidetracked. But you notice how like the racism thing, people weren't buying it no more. So and there was even black people being like, Black Lives Matter doesn't stand for me. The blah blah blah.
No,
So they switched over to they switched over to the LGBT pride. You know, LGBTQ plus / S 45 alpha Bravo, I believe.
There's a plus there. There's a 2 and a plus. I don't know what those mean, but there's a 2 and a plus. And somebody in the chat needs to explain what the hell that means.
To me, it just should be LGB.
Yes.
And then everything else can have their own thing, because LGB is about sexual attraction and stuff like that.
That's
like
fine.
The other stuff is all, it's just a different scenario. So they should have their own thing instead of stealing the plight of LGBT activists and shit like that. Like, you know, like people like Mike Robson, who just want to be married to his husband and have like a great life, take care of animals and bunches of children and shit like that nobody else wanted, basically. Yeah. And like, he should be able to like have that, but he shouldn't have to be associated with, you know, like Dylan Mulvaney. You know, like it's not the same thing, you know, at all, you know, whatsoever.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
I think they're going to try to bring Dylan back. Notice how Dylan Mulvaney hasn't been hasn't been asked to endorse Kamala at all. Like,
I don't understand. Like, Mark Cuban's, I do think he's compromised, and the thing is, he's smart, which is why he's able to argue even bad things and somewhat sound into. He'll take a little data point and blow it up, even though it's completely out of context. But I like when people say Mark Cuban's stupid. He's not. He's definitely not. There's no stupid billionaire. Like, Elon Musk is stupid. It's like that guy on Instagram yesterday who called me broke. Yeah. It's like, what? He said, you're going to be more broke than you already are. I'm like, shit. I need to go meet with my financial planner. Fuck. It's terrible.
Well, that's because they view that stuff as like YouTube views. Like the views are everything to them and shit like that. But it's that whole scenario with that dude was funny. Like,
well, you got to realize
what an insane motherfucker.
The reason I missed this show isn't because I'm filming YouTube videos.
No shit.
It's because I'm either traveling for business or I'm coaching my kids. I'm not missing this because I want to. I'm missing this because I have a job, a real job, and a couple real jobs. And so it's really funny where people think that it's like, you know, when views fall off. Like, remember, what was his name? Brad Castleberry. When his views started dying, he went broke and he ended up getting sponsored by Bang and they helped save him. And then he had this brand he pretended he owned and that went under because he didn't really own it. And it's like, guys, I've never, ever made a dime on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, even though at one point it was bringing in a few grand a month, it went straight into the businesses. I never touched it. It's not even, the check doesn't go to Mark Lobliner. It goes to one of the corporations. I don't see it. It just goes into funds so we could produce product. So, I mean, I never made one dime on YouTube. I do get the Twitter money though, but that's like a couple $100. It's not a big deal. YouTube money was good back in the day, man. Remember those days?
Yeah, man. Like even 5 years ago, I was making like $8,000 a month.
Dude, it was crazy at the time. But let's let me do this. Let me bring up the let's go back to good old JD Vance. Here it is. It's from Miles Chong. Did I put the right one? Or did I? No. Yeah, there it is. Now let me go ahead and blow this up. Not literally YouTube. I'm not going to actually blow it up.
Oh my God. Yeah. Got to make sure YouTube doesn't think that.
So from Ian Miles Chong, is the E silent? I'm guessing it is. Could it be Chong? Is it Chong? Like Yong? I don't know. Anyway, Ken Klippenstein. God damn it. Another L for the Jews. It's always the Jews, Alan. It's always the Jews.
It's
always the Jews. He just published the Iranian dossier on JD Vance, which includes his private personal details, personal phone numbers, family details, and more under the guise of, I'm going to add this in myself, journalism. Yeah. Klippenstein, again, pointing out, very Jewish name. Another L for the Jews. Fuck, guys, can we please do better? We're giving Jake Shields too much ammo.
Yeah, no shit.
I love Jake Shields. I get asked about Jake. I got asked about him at at that natural body event, bro. People are like, so are you friends with Jake Shields? I'm like, yeah. They're like, how? I'm like, because he's cool and because he can kill me. Publishing information from a foreign adversary that was obtained through criminal means for the sake of interfering in the election should result in him getting banned, to which Elon Musk, and I posted this earlier, who I believe the smartest man on the planet. And I'm not just saying that because I want him to share my stuff, but please, Elon, share my stuff. This is one of the most egregious. That's a big smart guy word. Egregious. Yeah, you know you're smart when you use words like egregious. Evil doxing actions we've ever seen. Presidential candidates are not speculatively in danger. They have already been 2 attempts on real Donald Trump's life, which, by the way, I might add, the left still says we're fake. They're idiots. Yeah. Moreover, the doxing included detailed information on the addresses of their children.
Woo, I'll be coming for you.
Guys, this is insane. And they're like, oh, I don't know why he get banned. Oh, it was just public information. It was an illegally obtained dossier from Iran. Literally our biggest enemy right now. Iran. And the Democrats are like, oh, it's all right. It's totally fine. We just wanted to learn information. It's our right to know it. What the fuck? Really?
It's insane.
Really? It is
the
nuts.
Same people. The same people for the last 8-9 years have been like Russia about Trump, is now posting shit that Iran, attained illegally. It's just crazy. It's so wild. I mean, it's next level nuts. And on his family, I seriously hope dude sees the inside of Gitmo. I really do.
I think he should be detained. I think he should be arrested. I think he should be put in jail. You can't.
That's an attempt at election interference. You're trying to scare them into fucking not wanting to be out.
This is why politics are a dangerous game. Look at what they've done to Marjorie Taylor Greene, smear her name. Lauren Boebert, divorced, goes out, gets her boob grabbed. It's a big deal. You can't live a normal life.
It's a big boob.
It's a nice breast, very nice breast.
But it is a big deal. So
yeah. Fuck, I had a train of thought. You just fucked it up. So I mean, I was listening to Tim Pool the other day, and he was talking about, the whole, used to go to DC and these Congress people would just be walking around. You'd be walking, it's like, oh, that's so-and-so. And now it can't happen. It's gotten too hyper polarized where these guys, you used to be able to just live your life as a congressperson, senator, just walk around and chill. You can still do that in some areas, like where I live. You'll randomly be walking down the street and there's a senator or there's your governor. Like, we don't care in Tennessee. Can you imagine being like DC or California and being a Republican and walking around? You're safe as a Democrat because Republicans don't do anything. Yet Democrats, I read that there was a reporter at a WNBA game where, Caitlin Clark was playing and someone had a MAGA hat on. The reporter's like, I was scared because he was wearing a MAGA hat. Bro, what are you, Jussie Smollett? Are you going to be on the south side of Chicago at night? First of all, there's no MAGA people walking around. They yelled out, this is MAGA country. Yeah, south side of Chicago is MAGA country. MAGA hats, all it makes me think is that person wants to be yelled at in public by some crazy lunatic. Because I'm not lying. Like, I get enough shit wearing a University of Michigan hat from Ohio State fans. I don't even want to know people in Trump. Have you ever worn a Michigan outfit in public?
No.
Now, you guys know, I support him because one of my good friends, the head coach, and I'm walking. It's either most people, 9 out of 10, go blue. Go blue. Like, yeah, go blue. I never know what to say when they say that, but it's fucking constant. I'm going to get you a Michigan hat. You have to experience it. Every Michigan guy knows what I'm talking about. Then you get I was getting pizza for my son at the fucking Nashville soccer game. Guy behind the counter was like, you guys are a bunch of fucking cheaters. I'm like, first of all, don't spit in my fucking pizza. Second of all, I don't play on the team. Third of all, you're just mad that y'all lost. Like, shut up. Yeah. I just want my fucking pizza. You don't know if I'm wearing the hat because it matches, like Nashville's navy blue and Michigan's navy blue. I wear, like, this is a Titans hat. I don't fucking like the Titans. I got a San Diego State hat. My buddy's the strength coach. Texas A&M hat. My buddy's the strength coach. I wear a bunch of hats because they fucking match. I wear an Indiana hat because my daughter goes there. This guy's like acting like I give a fuck. I'm like, oh, did you go to Michigan? No, motherfucker. I just know the guy. I'm just friends with the guy. I didn't cheat. The team cheated. Can you imagine wearing a fucking MAGA hat? Can you imagine? Well, I'm going to do it one time and just fucking keep my camera on. Just be like, how do people react? I bet you 9 out of 10, it's like, yeah, go Trump. Yeah, go Trump. Because I know when I see someone in a MAGA hat, I know I have more in common with them than I don't.
Absolutely.
So when I see someone in a MAGA hat, I do this. Now, Mike Rashid told me this. It's the white guy hello. You do this. You do that. That's white guy. So I do the white guy. I do that because I'm like, yep. Or you do that. What's up? What's up? You know, I let them know that I know that we have something in common, that we're voting for Trump. But if I saw someone in a Harris, I saw a Harris, okay, I do just look away. I'm like, oh, you're fucking retarded because you're voting for Harris. But I don't say anything. I don't go up to them and said, you know, she's not really black. Why are you fucking supporting Indians, bro? Tell me about the fucking border.
Well, we should have known this. Like, I remember, like in 2020, they were talking about like how do we re-educate Trump voters? Like, how do we save these people from their mental instability of voting for Trump? It should have told us. And by the way, if there's since we have, like, if we're talking about the two main sides, if one is crazy, let's start with the one that thinks that the border should be open and that children shouldn't be cutting their penises off. Let's start with that side. That's a little bit more crazy than fracking. You know, like
that's an infallible argument, right? It is an infallible argument where you say, hey, so I mean, you know who Vivek had a great take on that shit. On the he's like, look, man, if you're an adult, live life, do what you want to do, be happy. But can we agree that we shouldn't allow children who are too young to even get a tattoo or a piercing to do it? Like, what? Yet to the left, they want to not even tell your kids. They want to keep it from the parents in schools that the kid wants to identify as a different gender. And I think that's something, as a parent, you have an issue if your kid's not going to talk to you about that stuff. That's a parenting issue.
Yeah.
And I would like to say it's the parent's fault, but I think I'm effective as a parent. I think that my kid, but I mean, a lot of people just aren't good at, and they try, but they're just not good at parenting. They don't know how to do it. They haven't figured it out. So like they need help from people who their kids might tell something. And it's just hard. And maybe it's hard for the kid to say. And then and look, if your kid has gender dysphoria, I'm not saying that they're not really trans or anything, but that is something that you probably want to go seek help for. Like, okay, I think I'm a girl and you're a boy. It's like, okay, I'd be like, I tell my son, I'd be like, all right, that's understandable. You know, I'm not qualified to deal with that shit. I'm going to just tell you to nut up, sack up, and just be a dude. So I'm going to get you an appointment with a therapist and you could talk about your feelings, what's leading you to this. So I would want to know, so I get my child that help. But if the school's keeping it from them, then they're not getting help from anyone. They're not getting that support system. How is it not custodial
interference?
It is, because
it's custodial interference.
It is, but you know, the argument is, why are your kids in public school then? And I'm like, well, why am I fucking paying taxes for public schools? Yeah. If I'm paying taxes, then I get a say. Like, who was it? Well, parents, you know, I think it was that Bumgardner, another fucking Jew. God damn it. It was that teachers union, or it's the Department of Education, whatever. And she was like, well, parents just need to stay out of it. No, motherfucker, I'm paying for these schools. Yeah. I've paid so much into schools with property tax, even before I had kids. And if you rent a house, you're still paying property tax. You're subsidizing what the landlord is paying. So I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, we have a say. We have a say in everything you do. We're paying your fucking salaries. We have a say in what cops do. We have a say in what everybody does. And then we elect people to represent our opinions. That's why we can't have bureaucrats. No. Department of Education should be an elected position. Why do we elect school board, yet we appoint Department of Education leaders? If we're going to keep that, and Trump wants to abolish it, I'm like, yes, bring it back to the states. You know why? Because the states elect local school boards. Whereas the federal government does not elect a Department of Education head. They just appoint them. It's a fucking bureaucrat. It's an appointed, unelected bureaucrat. We need to get rid of the Department of Education. Department of Education should have never existed. The schools have gotten worse. We need it to be based on the states. It needs to be state level. Everything needs to be state level.
Exactly. Because like like it's the same thing with the FBI. Like why do we have state law enforcement if we have the FBI? We don't need the FBI because it's the laws of the state. Like the federal government having laws that we need to follow. That's a backwards working federal government. The federal government is supposed to work for us, you know, and like they're not doing a job anyway. There's like if you look at today alone, like the shit I read today, this is the federal government not doing its motherfucking job. There's supposedly like 9 land-to-air missiles have been smuggled into the United States to try to kill Trump. Like that's why you don't have an open border. And you know who's responsible for keeping our border closed? The federal government. And you know what we should do if they aren't going to keep the border closed? We should, in fact, remove them all, like immediately.
Yes, every single one of them. Marjorie Taylor Greene had it best. You should even get rid of me. Get rid of all of us. We suck.
Yeah,
that's the proper take, Marjorie.
It is.
That is the proper take. Take accountability. It's like I'm not changing this shit. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of all of us. We all need to go.
I mean, I don't, of course, align to everything that she has to say because she gets kind of preachy and religious-y, but I'm a forever fan of her for saying that because it takes humongous, massive nuts to say something like that in general, yet alone including me. You know, like get rid of everybody. You know, so I'm a fan of her. I'm a fan of hers no matter what now. You know, because that's what it's going to take. It's just like there's so much bloat and so much regulation that when there should be literally almost none. It should be state driven. That's it. And I think Trump has the right idea with that. You know.
He sure does.
Did you happen to have the statistics on the people that they've let in, by the way?
Of course I do. Let me blow this up a little
bit. Lincoln, the ADHD's Lincoln.
Let me blow this up. All right, from Charlie Kirk. According to a new report from Deputy Director of ICE, Joe Biden and border czar Kamala Harris allowed a shocking number of criminals in America, including 13,099 murderers.
Wow.
15,811 rapists. I didn't know there were that many of them. Like rapists. Like that's a lot of rapists. 425,431 convicted criminals. Treason, disqualifying evil. I agree with you, Charlie Kirk.
I do.
And did you know that they're naturalizing citizens at a record pace so they can have more voters?
Yep. It's disgusting. Like this is how we lose America is we allow that, like, because this is not about our vote. This is about them creating a vote. And that's
mass
a problem
deportations. Get local law enforcement involved and have them round them up, put them in fucking wagons, one wagon at a time, take them out by the handfuls, man. It's like when you spill something on the floor, you can clean it up. It's just going to take time, a lot of towels, a lot of cleaning products. We just got to get in and start slowly getting them out. And another way is to get rid of all of their aid. No more fucking credit cards, no more free shit, no more aid. If you're here illegally, you get jack shit. They will cross that border and go live somewhere else really fast. Why wouldn't they live here? It's a fucking vacation. It's a paid vacation.
Well, one thing I think Trump has wrong is that, like, they're going to try to remove these people back to their country of origin. These people are from all over the fucking place because Mexico broke their own immigration policy and allowed these people to basically caravan through Mexico to come in through the southern border. Mexico's immigration laws, like, people, it's weird how we view this because people think that we should have our borders wide open, but you cannot just walk into fucking Mexico, and you definitely cannot go just to fucking live there. Like you need to be
tough.
You need to be like, you need to already have money. You need to be a thriving member to their society. I mean, you can never own property. Like you can never own property. You have to rent forever if you live there.
Really?
Right?
I didn't know. I thought you could buy property in Mexico.
You can buy business property, but you cannot buy residential property.
Really?
And it might not be all of Mexico, but it's like I was looking into like the Cancun area, and you can't. But the thing is, we should just dump these people back over the border and let Mexico deal with them. You wanted to break your own immigration policy by letting these people caravan through. You guys deal with them, and then like get them done. Have Elon Musk help build the wall. Put drones on top of that motherfucker, and automate that shit. And let's make this fucking shit happen.
Well,
because we need to get rid of them.
Elon's going to have a place in Trump's cabinet. So is RFK, Tulsi. You got yourself a fucking dream team there. Like, can you imagine those people like managing the country? You're getting business thought leaders, you know? And that's the thing. Like, I mean, with Elon, you're getting him. You're getting the smartest guy in the world, in my opinion, of course. Tulsi, again, she brings such a different flavor. She's a Democrat who really just hates wars, and I'm good with that. Like
military, she was in the military. I mean, she's hot, yeah.
And then RFK, who's just gangster. Like RFK has completely reinvigorated Trump's campaign. Like whatever Trump lost momentum, RFK coming out here and think about how many people are just concerned with health, concerned with everything going on. The Democrats are doing nothing to address the health problems other than just take more vaccines, take more.
They're not even talking about like the chronic illness epidemic has been pointed out and brought to the front of the stage. Thank you very much, RFK, Callie Means, Casey Means, all of you guys, right? Because Mark and I have been screaming about this for years, but the left isn't even bringing it up. Think about it. They haven't even brought it up, at all, which is insane. Because I will point out once again, not only is this just about human life, it's about military preparedness. It's also for a country that is $36 trillion in debt. We could reduce our spending down $3 trillion in healthcare, and by getting rid of most of, not all of, but just most of the fucking chronic illness in our country. By treating ourselves better. Are
we forgetting that Wallace is a fat, sloppy fuck? Let's bring that up too. Yes. Well, Trump's fat too. Yeah, he's fat. But Tim Walz is a fat, sloppy fuck. Let's just get that out there. I just want to throw that out there. And he was never a coach. He was an assistant high school. He didn't even fucking coach.
Yeah.
He wasn't like the head coach. He just pretty much was the ball boy.
Yeah. And
they lie about everything.
Well, have you seen the shit that Candace Owens is going at Kamala about? Like,
I haven't.
Kamala has a book out where she has a picture of her and her grandmother, supposedly in it, and fucking Candace is like, that's weird because her grandmother died before she was born. Her grandmother died like 30 years before this picture was taken, right? So it's like everything. Like you wonder when you listen to her talk, right? How did she become the Attorney General of California? Fucking how? Like when you hear her talk, how did she fucking do this? Because she's not a good politician very, very well. Like her speeches make no sense. Joe Biden oftentimes makes more sense than Kamala Harris. That is fucking saying something. That is fucking saying something. But then also, her policy is just horrific. And she's not even naming policy at this point. She's not even naming policy. She's like an opportunity economy. What the fuck does that even mean? Like, we're not going back. We're not going back. You mean back to you were there. Like you're here. Like you're there. Like we're not going back to that. I agree with you. We shouldn't go back.
They blamed immigration on Trump. He's not even in office. They're pretending like this is the 2020 election, which is fucking weird. They're like, well, under Trump, it's like, yo, hold up. Like you're there right now.
Yeah.
Like it's the fucking craziest thing because they're talking like it's 2020. It's the weirdest fucking thing to watch.
It really is. It's like this
absurd.
Next. Oh, I see what you got queued up. It's like this next level crazy bullshit, man.
Speaking of next level crazy bullshit, while our brains are going there, let's get to this bad boy right here. So Trump apparently had a little meeting with our friend Zelensky. And I think we should listen to the whole thing. I haven't listened. Have you listened to it?
No, I have not.
Oh. Let's do it. There he is. Trump doesn't look happy.
No.
He's like, man, Zelensky is about Trump's like what, 6'2"? Yeah, Zelensky's not that short. I mean, people always say he's really short. As a short king, he's not that short. You want to see short compete in the 212s in the IFBB?
Yeah. That's like 5'6".
That's short. Yes.
Strongest of our soldiers, our people. Of course, it will bring us closer to the peace. We need just peace. We need just peace. It's so important to have just peace for the people, especially for the families who lost their children. It's a big tragedy.
President Trump, have you changed your thoughts on how this war should end, what you think should be done, or do you still stand by some of the previous statements?
Well, I learned a lot, but I think I haven't changed from the standpoint that we both want to see this end, and we both want to see a fair deal made, and it's got to be fair, and I think that'll happen at the right time. I think it's going to happen. The president wants it to end, and he wants it to end as quickly as possible. He wants a fair transaction to take place, and I think right now I'm campaigning, so right now I don't have much to do with it other than we're doing very well in terms of the campaign, and I've been saying that I believe if I win, we're going to have a very fair and I think actually rather rapid deal. It should stop, and the president wants it to stop, and I'm sure President Putin wants it to stop. And that's a good combination. So we want to have a fair deal for everybody.
What do you envision as fair?
Well, it's too early to say that. I mean, I have my own ideas, and I'm sure the president definitely has his own ideas, but it has to be fair.
This war shouldn't be started. And I think that the problem that Putin killed so many people. And of course, we need to do everything to pressure him to stop this war. And he's on our territory. That is the most important to understand.
Yep. Do you have something to say?
Notice how Trump looked at him like.
Well, I mean, the war, again, like we started this war. Zelensky didn't start it. Putin didn't start it. The treaty was ready to go. We sent Boris Johnson over there to make this war happen. This war is our fault. This war is our doing. We did it. America and the UK and NATO, they're at fault for this war. Zelensky is simply an actor doing his job, getting paid. That's it. And Putin's like, fuck y'all. Like, I don't want any of this. Putin never wanted to go to war.
No, hell no.
Come on.
He doesn't. He wants to amass power. He doesn't want to fucking keep going.
And this weakens him at the end of the day. He's using up resources. He doesn't want to do this. He really had no choice. They had a treaty. Right? They surrounded him with NATO bases. There's nothing you could do. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not a Putin sympathizer. I'm just looking at it objectively. The problem is people look at it. Oh, America. No, I'm looking at this. You got to look at things objectively. And the problem is a lot of you motherfuckers haven't traveled around the world, and you don't understand how people outside of America look at America. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the thing. They're not looking at it from an America first nationalist standpoint. So when Democrats or Republicans are like, oh, well, we did it right, it's Putin's fault. Have you ever looked at it from the Russian standpoint? There's always two sides, right? Have you ever, here's let me give an example, and I apologize if I'm rambling. Have you ever met a couple who were divorced? And you listen to, like, let's say the dude, like, yeah, man, that was totally her fault. And then you're at another event where you listen to the chick. You're like, yeah, dude, that was totally his fault. There's always two sides of the coin. There's always two sides of the story. So we're looking at it from just one partner in this tangle, right? We're not looking at it from Russia's point of view. And that's the problem. We're looking at it through nationalist sunglasses. We need to look at this, what's happening, as something more holistic, where both sides have their reasons. Both sides are right and both sides are wrong. Are you telling me you believe that that Russia is 100% in the wrong? That that Ukraine and America and the UK did nothing wrong? That NATO did nothing wrong? That's intellectually dishonest. And
It is.
oh,
Absolutely.
you're a Putin sympathizer. If not being retarded makes me a sympathizer, sure. You have to look at things objectively. That's all I got to say.
There's also, there's also the thing where, like, we definitely egged this on. Like, but we egged it on not because we give a fuck about Ukraine, the people from Ukraine, or any of that bullshit. This is to feed the fucking warmongers. This is to feed the war machine. This is why. This is why. Yep. This is why Cheney is supporting the Harris administration.
I like how they're flexing on that. We got the IRS and Dick Cheney. It's like, guys, that's not winning hearts and minds. Like, nobody likes Dick Cheney, and nobody likes the IRS. Nobody likes the fucking
IRS. Read the fucking room, bro. Jesus.
To say the IRS endorses you, I wouldn't tell anybody. I'd be like,
what
yo,
the fuck
IRS,
did I do wrong?
Like the IRS supports Mark Loebline. I'm like, cool, just don't audit me. We'll call it a day.
Yeah.
But to say like Kamala to brag, like, we're supported by the guys who rob you, who look over everything in your life and make you spend money on CPAs and accountants to not get most of your money back that you paid in anyway for a federal tax that is unconstitutional, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
no shit.
Jesus Christ. Well, let's see what these two have to say.
That he's on our territory and how to stop the war, to pressure him as we can, as we can. We have to do it.
And do you think the U.S. is the best?
U.S. is the leader. U.S. is the leader of support. U.S. is the leader in the world, and of course we value the support of the United States. We're thankful to the United States, the people of America, and of course we understand that United States can be the leader through any negotiation. You know that we have the peace summit, and we want to organize the second one, and we count on this support.
I know you're both in a rush. Last question. Will there be another meeting in the near future between you?
Could very well happen, but I think the president said it the best. This is a war that should have never happened. It should have never happened, and it wouldn't have happened. It's a shame, but this is a war that should have never happened, and we'll get it solved. It's a complicated puzzle, very complicated puzzle, but we'll get it solved, and people get on with their lives. Too many people dead, too many beautiful cities. I've seen those cities. They're so beautiful, and that, I don't know how you can ever rebuild them the way they were. It's not possible.
You have to come, by the way, to see us.
I will. It's a beautiful country, beautiful weather, beautiful
women,
beautiful everything. Yeah. We have to get this over with, but it's a war, and the president agrees. This is a war that should have never happened. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That's how you handle it.
Yep, that's how you handle it.
In other words, he said, if I was president, this would have never happened. And I don't think he's wrong. I don't think a lot of this shit going on, I don't think the Hamas thing would have happened. I don't think they would have been brazen enough to do it. And Israel, if they did do it, I don't know if you could really stop Israel's reaction. And I actually got hate mail over this shit, where I'm like, dude, like, did you not remember what America did after 9/11? They attacked us on our turf, and we're like, it's on. Let's wipe out the whole damn Middle East. Yet Israel gets attacked, and they're out there doing what we did. We were in Afghanistan for 2 decades, right? And we wiped out. We killed Iraq's president. Like, we did a lot of shit, bro. And you're looking like Israel's out of control, bro. We took over the country. Like, we didn't just talk. We took over the country. Yeah. That's what happens and people get mad when I say it. Like, if I was the leader of Israel, I said this, like, if on Ashira's show, right? If I was, and someone attacked me, I'm showing all the strength in the world. But I'm not the president. But if someone attacks my country, I'm letting you know that shit, I'm sending the world a message. I don't care if they call me a terrorist. I don't care if they call me a homicidal or genocidal maniac. You attack my country like Hamas did. Yeah, I'm going to fuck some shit up. I'm fucking your shit up.
They're definitely fucking some shit up. Hang on, I got a video that one of my clients sent me. And this is from Beirut. That's
Not
where
a
he
good
lives.
place to be right now. I'm not going to vacation there this year.
No. Hang on a second, it's loading. It's staying slow, fucking load.
Yeah, your internet's a bit weird.
Oh, we just had that storm. So
Yeah, it's. Holy shit.
that's Beirut this morning.
Holy
They leveled like
shit.
6 buildings. Something like half of a ton of explosives.
Wow. Well, there goes my vacation plans.
Yeah, right? I mean, so they're definitely fucking some shit up, no doubt. And don't get me wrong, like if somebody starts war with you, I think that's what we should do. The problem is, like, war has become so fucking dastardly that, and this is what America needs to accept. Like, all you motherfuckers should accept this. War is no longer, like, in a good way and a bad way. It's as good because this helps out with future war. But in a very bad way, war is no longer about the two sides and their armies. War is now, like, look what's happening right now. Like, this is something I say all the time, and people don't like to hear this. America is already at war. Like, the declaration of war was when they purposely opened our border. Like,
Yep.
and we're at war with our own government. Like, Americans are at war with a totalitarian government that has taken over
Absolutely.
and seized all of our government
Absolutely.
agencies. Like, it is impossible to believe that the government in its entirety is not corrupt when we openly admit that, like, our agencies, the USDA, the FBI, the CIA, the CDC, the FDA, like, when they're captured by corporate and political interests, that means that the government no longer operates for the people, by the people, you know? So we are already at war. People just don't want to accept it. It is no longer about two armies. They have cyber war that, I mean, and I say this all the time, and I know you're prepared and I know I'm prepared, but
Yep.
if the power grid goes out for a sustained period of time, most of you motherfuckers are fucked. Like, they could cyber attack the entire eastern seaboard and knock out the fucking power grid, and people would be super fucked.
Well, the cities are
Super
fucked.
fucked.
You don't want to be in
Yeah.
a city. That's where you don't
Yeah.
want to be. That's exactly where you do not want to be. So
Right.
if you're in a city right now, like, it is what it is. There's benefits living in the city. I love cities. You know, I like going to cities. I love visiting cities. Like, I was just in New York. I was in Chicago. Like, I love cities. I wouldn't live there. You know, it just
Right.
seems like all those people on top of each other, shit goes down. Man, just getting out of the city, you can't get out. Like, I have 20 different rural routes to get the fuck out of here. Shit happen.
Mhm.
You just
Right.
don't have a way out.
Right.
So that's the issue. The infrastructure can't sustain. And every fucking Avengers movie, New York gets fucked up because you're
Yeah.
trapped on a fucking island. You are
Yep.
trapped. And if every car decided to leave at once, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're done. You're
I mean,
done.
There's the mass evacuations from cities are impossible. Like, we weren't, I mean, I always say this, like, great places to, like, as a hub to have to, like, have industry and stuff like that, I totally get it, right? Although with the internet now, it's much less needed, like much less needed.
No, even
But-
I visited a large corporation on Wednesday
Mhm.
and they work from home 2 days a week. So
Yeah.
again, there's a benefit to go to they actually love it. I was talking to my contact there and she was like, this is great because I like doing shit from home. But here, you know, I get to interact with people I don't get to see. I get to talk to other departments. We feel like we're more part of something bigger. I'm like, that's
Mhm.
awesome. That's great. So there is a benefit to working from the office, but I mean, yeah, you can do a lot remote. I prefer in-office stuff. Even as someone who works remote, I like having my employees in an office. A lot of people just don't have the discipline to work from home.
Mhm.
And that's why
true.
companies are bringing people back to the office. But I think
Mhm.
a hybrid work program, 2 to 3 days a week in office, 2 to 3 days at home, I think that's beneficial. I think that helps you keep your corporate culture, yet you allow your employees to be more free, be able to do their laundry instead of taking a lunch break.
Yep. Exactly.
It gives them more time. You're also not driving, commuting. Some people take advantage of that lack of commute time and just work more. But for the most part, and I say this personally, I do not have any statistics. 95% of people cannot work from home. That's my personal experience.
Wow.
95% of people fail miserably working from home because they lack the self-discipline to actually work.
I agree 100%. It is not for everybody. That and like when everybody shifted to working at home in 2020, God, it fucked so many people's health. It was insane because the ambient daily energy expenditure that they were getting just by walking around the office room and stuff like that, done. These people are now rolling out of bed in their pajamas working. We had one person who like they would just wake up, grab their laptop, stay in bed, do their work.
Yes.
Like so you're laying down for fucking 12 hours a day and then sleeping 6 hours a night. And then you're wondering why you're getting super fat and you're depressed as fuck. You know, like terrible shit.
Yeah, it was, I mean, a lot of people exercise more, a lot, but the majority of people got fat. And that's why we call it the great fattening of 2020.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a video and it was like during COVID, this dude was walking his dog like 40 times a day because he was stir crazy, probably had ADHD. And it was a golden retriever. And this motherfucker's just on the ground. He's trying to move it. The golden retriever's like, I'm done. Motherfucker, I am done. I'm not walking anymore. I'm not moving. And so he had to pick him up and carry him into the house. The dog was like, no, I'm out. I think that's hilarious. Speaking of being out, and WNBA is fascinating. So they got this Caitlin Clark, who's white. And that seems to people like think that's a big deal. I really don't care. She's a really good basketball player. She, catapulted Iowa on the national scene. She's just seems like a really good person. She got asked about who she's voting for. She gave the best answer you could ever get. She's very disciplined. She trains her ass off. She's got that Midwestern work ethic, right? Like I've seen her training footage. Like she's insane. I'm talking like taking thousands of shots a day to hone in on her jump shots, different situational things. Just a great athlete overall. I'll put her up there with any hardworking athlete. Edelman in the NFL used to come out before practice. Jerry Rice, they used to go to the jugs machine and just catch 100 balls before practice, 200, 300 balls, honing in on their skill. People seem really like, we talked earlier about the fucking, somebody in the press corps being really offended because someone in the audience had a MAGA hat at a Caitlin Clark game, a game she was playing. She's reinvigorated the WNBA. You can say what you want. Look, I'm an Angel Reese fan. I think she's amazing. I think she's a great player. I respect athletes. Like you guys don't understand. I love the WNBA, dude. We coach girls basketball. We coach girls soccer. We coach girls lacrosse. I love all ball. Is it a different level of game than men's? Yes, it is. You won't see me shitting on the WNBA because again, I love athletes. I don't care what gender you are, as long as you're playing with your own gender, right? I don't care what gender you are. But now they've hit this racial topic, and it's retarded. It's the most retarded shit. And I know this affects me more than you, Alan, because I'm into the sports ball, not because I'm trying to escape life, but because I do believe. I actually got into a little, not with Cernovich, but I actually disagreed with him. He was saying that team sports are bullshit. You should only do individual sports. I disagree. I think you should learn to deal with other people. I think you should learn teamwork because life is all about teamwork. Like think about even what we do on Twitter. We repost each other. We amplify each other and it teaches you to do that. But now they're going completely on this fucking racial thing and they're making shit up. Because I guarantee you if this happened, somebody would have video. People have cameras everywhere. So this is Brittany Griner, who is apparently, I'll see it, but there's literally photos of this person with a shirt off. And I don't know if those are real. And you know that I am a very huge fan of the woman breast.
Yeah.
Alan, bruh, that doesn't look like a female breast. And there's no lines if she got them cut off. I mean, either it's one of those, what do they call that when you have male chromosomes, yet female anatomy? Maybe it's that thing, but I'm not going there. It's a conspiracy theory. I don't know if those pictures are real. So this is Brittany Griner, who's the one who was arrested in Russia, and then they got her out. for having marijuana or cannabis on her, which I think's bullshit, but hey, not my country, you know?
Right.
I'm not going to tell you how to do your country. So anyway, let's
shit.
listen to what she has to say.
Right.
We're close. We're real close. Body feels better.
That is not a woman's voice, bro.
No, dude. That is not a woman's voice.
Okay, maybe those are. Shit. Maybe that is a dude. I don't know. I mean, she has a very pretty female face, though. It doesn't look transgendery to me. I mean, her face looks like a female face. Very female attributes. Look at the jawline. Anyway, I'm fucking ADHDing over. I don't care.
I don't know, man.
We're going with chick. I'm sticking to it. We're
going to go with it.
Going with it, despite the alleged breast photos. And again, like normally I see breasts, I smile. You did not see me smile. So those were not typical breasts.
I didn't get the normal drool. So like, it's like Pavlovian.
Hey, it's fucking biological, man. I can't control it.
I hear you.
I can't control it. Anyway.
Feel better about the game. But, it's not that.
It's as high as the volume will go. I apologize. The audio here is absolute shite.
Shite.
How do you feel about what has happened over the past year with the W since you first came in to where it is now? And obviously the game has grown and there's new fans, but how do you appreciate the new fans without all the noise that's coming with them?
The new fans that sit there and yell racial slurs.
Again, that did not fucking happen. This would be all over the internet. The person would be kicked out of the arena, rightfully so. Come on, they're manufacturing fucking hate. That's what I fucking hate about this, like the racial dog whistles, man.
Yep, because it's like for a while. I mean, shit. When I first started getting called a racist for calling people fat, like it's like this thing, like you can't defend yourself almost. Like they're just gonna call you it, like I'm not a racist. I don't believe that. Oh, that's what something a racist would say. Well, I don't know what the fuck you want from me. That's why. Like in early 2020, me and you were like, fuck it, call me anti-vax. Fuck it, call me anti-mask. Fuck it, call me whatever the fuck you want. Fuck it.
Anti-vax is the best thing you can call me right now.
Yeah, no shit.
Because I'm right.
We were right.
Myself, my teammates, and the people that I play against. Because
it's weird because there's a dude's voice coming out of a chick's face. There's a lot going on here, and
there's so much going on.
I'm not sure what's going on here, but I'm leaning towards female, but the voice kind of threw me off. I'm not going to lie, but comment down below, guys. Let us know what you think. I'm not sure.
Well, testosterone can permanently alter a woman's voice.
So you think she was juicing, but then how does it remove the boobies?
Maybe she
like
just didn't have the boobies.
Is that a real picture? Is that a real? It has to be a real video because that was done. Yeah. That was before the deep fakes.
I mean, I can't even. I don't know. I lean towards dude. Like I'm just saying, but I'm just trying to be devil's advocate, saying like, doesn't it change your voice a little bit?
The face though, it's like a chick's face, like the lips and everything. Those are chick's lips.
Yeah. The everything else isn't though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not everything. I don't know because I don't know what's under the hood. But
I'm cup checking. If I see her, I'm cup checking.
Fucking weird.
Who, like they don't deserve that. So I don't appreciate the new fans. I think it's okay to do that. But I do appreciate the new fans that respect the game, that are here to grow our league. Bringing people that may have not ever watched the W. To a WNBA game so we can grow more fans. I do appreciate them. I appreciate the players that came in, and that are coming in with the spark that they have playing at the level that they're playing at. We need more players coming in ready to put on the show and ready to. All
right, I think we got to the meat of that. No pun intended. Shit, I put the wrong fucking format. Fuck. So here's how you answer that question.
Yeah.
Hey, Brittany. Yes. Are you happy with the new fans? Any chance it takes to grow this league that I so proudly am a part of, that I want to grow? We accept any and all fans, and we greatly appreciate you supporting the WNBA. Thank you so much. God bless you, and God bless America. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. You don't have to go like, well, I don't appreciate the fucking white people with their fucking MAGA hats being like, fuck you, and like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, take a note from Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark would have been like, hey, here's the thing. At my first boxing match, I actually had people heckling me about steroids. I was like, this is cool. I was like, I'm being heckled. This is awesome. Yeah. Being heckled is a part of life. It's a part of the game. And even if they are doing it, even if they are doing it, like, that's so I literally will heckle my kids during practice, so they're used to dealing with it if they ever get to. Do you think playing for the university? Do you think if Ohio State's playing at the big house in Michigan, you don't think they're getting heckled?
Right.
You don't think they're yelling, "Hey man, you can't fucking catch. Hey, your hair's fucking weird." Dude, that's fucking sports, you dumb bitch.
Yep. It's odd because, like, you know, we've reached such a stage in social media, especially, where it's like everybody has to completely love certain people, or it's, you know, that it's a problem. Like, I have this thing I always say, like, their hate, you know, the people that hate me, their hate completes me. Like, I can't, it can't just be like people that just like me. Like, it has to, like, there has to be like, okay, if these people dislike me, I'm good. Like, I'm good with it. Like, I really don't want somebody that's willing to fucking like chop a 12-year-old's breasts off liking me. You know, like, I mean, I don't want you to like me. Like, I think I've fucked up if that's the case. But this need that society has, that social media has bred into everybody, where everybody needs to like you, man, there's a thing called your people. Like I say this all the time, like, my wife, my son, Mark, his family, our crew, these are my people, right? Like, this isn't just my friends and shit like that. These are my people. This is where I'm supposed to be. These are the people that I love to be around, that completely tolerate my insanity. These are my people, right? Like, but we want everybody to love us. And it's like, it's very fucking weird. So what, you got heckled playing sports? Is she trying to say this is the first time? And not only that, but I will say this. Here's my thing about that. I don't condone like the racial slurs and shit like that. I think that they're intellectually lazy. Like, if I want to insult somebody, I'm a pretty fucking smart dude, and I can come up with many other things to say besides anything related to their skin color.
The Jews.
I think the Jews. Yeah,
I think the Jews. Blame the Jews.
I think it's intellectually lazy. I really do. But everybody has a right to fucking say it. Frankly, it's weird to me. Like, and I will also argue this: if you use a phrase, whether it be as an insult or as a word of endearment about other people that you consider in your demographic, and think that other people shouldn't be able to use that word, that's also racist. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe that. Like I said, if I want to insult somebody, I'm not going to go to the race, because I can think of, like, to me, nothing about race is insulting, because it is just your melanin level.
Just born that way. Yeah.
Right. Like, I'll pick apart you on your actions and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I fucking go at people. Especially if I'm ever doing like the comedy jokes I do and stuff like that. But I just find it to be weird that she's like acting like it's never been said to her by even people from another team that are the same color as her, and like it's automatically whitey bad. And I just wonder where people think that that's going to end up. Like, do you guys really think that, you know, you're going to keep saying white people are horrible, white people are horrible, white people are horrible, and it be beneficial to society? You know, like, I understand the race. I understand the racist shit, but dude, go ahead.
It's the fucking victim Olympics, man.
Yes,
she can't just be happy that she's making money. The league's blown up because Caitlin Clark. It is because Caitlin Clark. Now, the other players are good. Yeah. Angel Reese is just as good, but Caitlin Clark, and the reason she's popular isn't because she's white. That could be part of it. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shit. Look at Dirk from the WNBA, from the NBA. Like, people are like, oh, it's an awkward white guy who could shoot. I identify with him.
Right.
Because he's like, people go with what the identity say. Like, I'm an awkward white guy. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, wow, this girl's and her, but the way she handles the press, the way she handles people, she's refined, she's articulate, she can address issues without polarizing people. She does not endorse political candidates. She just goes out and she has the right answers. She connects with people. If Angel Reese came out and talked like Caitlin Clark, not looked like her, but talked like her, addressed the media like her, addressed her fans like her, she'd have the same reception. Instead, it's just garbage. They're just coming out, they're playing, and this isn't Angel Reese. I'm just saying what happened in the past. Look, man, and that's fine. Like Charles Barkley, people forget Charles Barkley is now that funny guy on TNT. Charles Barkley, when he was playing, was a fucking asshole. He was like, he had a whole thing where they're like, hey, Charles, you know, you're a really bad role model to these kids. And Charles goes, I'm not their role model. Their parents are their role model. I'm just a basketball player. Okay, cool. If that's your, like, if you're letting your child idolize an athlete, then you're doing a bad job as a parent.
Right.
So if your child needs to if your child needs to idolize an athlete because you are not your child's idol, you should be your child's idol. You should put yourself in that position where your child wants to be like you, not like Charles Barkley, not like Michael Jordan, not like fucking Caitlin Clark, not like fucking Angel Reese. Your child should want to be like mommy or want to be like daddy or a combo of the two. But parents are so shit and they live such shitty fucking beer infested lives that their kids don't want to be like them.
Right.
Do better.
I mean, because they look for outside validation because it's very hard to like in any way pretend that a 400-pound fucking fat dude, you know, is going to like be more appealing to a young kid than, you know, a fucking NFL football player. It's just very hard to imagine, you know. Well,
even so the fucking rocks, the pop stars, right? Like, oh my god, my daughter idolizes Taylor Swift. I'm like, you're a shitty mom. You're a fucking shitty mom. Your daughter should be idolizing you. Why is your daughter fucking, you know, worshiping false idols? Why is your daughter such a Taylor Swift fan? What gap in being a role model did you leave off the table as a parent? How bad of a parent are you if Taylor Swift tells them to vote for somebody, they're going to take her influence over yours? How bad did you raise your children when your children are looking for other people to raise them, to look up to admire? That's a parent issue.
Very badly.
I'm sorry.
Very bad.
These parents are fucking weak. I know why, because they're a bunch of drunks. Dude, you go to any fucking thing, any fucking travel soccer tournament, all the parents care about is getting drunk after the game. That's all they care about. Why would I want to be like that drunk? And why do you think kids drink in college? Why do you think kids drink in high school? Because their parents aren't there, because their parents are putting back a 6-pack a night. Oh, because when mommy's tired and stressed out, she needs her glass of red wine. Look, man, these people are fucking fat, sloppy, and fucking weak. Or they're just fucking naturally lean and fucking weak. At the end of the day, if you're resorting to the bottle or the can of booze because your fucking life's too hard, of course your kid's going to idolize Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce or fucking Caitlin Clark because but you know what? Idolize Caitlin Clark. She's a good role model.
Yeah.
But I mean, should be you.
Yeah, it should be you. You know, the something else I wanted to pull up here. You know, because you know we're speaking about these things. This is something I wanted to. There we go. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. You just reminded me of something I thought would be an interesting take for us to look at. Share screen. Callie Means.
Well,
this is by Callie Means.
Or female.
Okay. we know this. We know this one is a male. So, but this is by Callie Means, and Callie Means is doing heroic work. Okay, like for real. I mean. He's forwarding the health of our nation, but this is also where I think he's got a few things wrong, and I just wanted to not a few things, but this first thing is very wrong. A lot of people are asking about policy solutions to chronic disease crisis. Here's my framework. 1, trust that Americans want to be healthy. You're wrong.
I don't know, Alan. I think Americans want to be healthy. They're just not willing to do what it takes to be healthy.
Then they don't want to.
And they like their well. Well, I mean, if you were to sell, would you want to be unhealthy and sick, or would you want to be healthy? 100% of people are going to be like, well, I'd like to be healthy. And then you say, well, it takes not eating, very palatable, hyper palatable, ultra processed foods. They'd be like, but I like my ding dongs, So I think people want to be healthy, but people do not want to do what it takes to be healthy.
Very good. That's actually an amazing distinction. Thank you. It really is, because I agree with that. My worry is that like the Maha movement, like which me and you actually started and nobody wants to give us credit for, but the Maha movement, I worry that it's going to lose its way, because like it can't be a big kumbaya party. Like we've got a lot of people that will sit down and film themselves fucking gluttoning themselves. We got 300-pound people who will inject insulin so they can eat a candy bar. Like these people, this is not something that we're going to be able to like, ass pat our way through. Like a huge problem with how we've gotten here is that we decided these people have gotten so used to being coddled by society that it's an issue. So that I agree with his other stuff. Get the corruption out of the medical guidelines, so patients have informed consent again. I actually did a video about that the other day. And open up flexibility and personalization when it comes to healthcare dollars. Can go with HSA expansion. We should not be expanding any fucking portion of the government. We should not be expanding any portion of the government for this.
I agree with you. We shouldn't. We shouldn't. We need every part of the government. Every single part needs to be minimized, and it needs to be crushed. Needs to be taken out. HSA is just another 3 fucking letter fucking organization.
Yep.
And leave it up to the states. That's like abortion, dude. Like there's no argument for abortion. We left it up to the states. And that young woman who died in Georgia, she died from birth control pills. She didn't die from, they're lying. And even though they've been called out in the lie, fact checked, they keep saying it. And
they don't care. As long as they keep saying it, dude, they don't care. Yeah. And people aren't going to the work.
People still talk about the fucking very fine people. They brought it up in the fucking debate.
Right.
The very fine
people. Get fact checked. And didn't get fact checked.
I quit. Yeah, it is what it was abortion pills, not birth control. Yeah, you're right. Did I say birth control or abortion pills?
I believe you did, but still birth control pills. Birth control pills are given on the average to young women when they're 14. Young women or women, not young women. Women spend roughly 63 years on the average being medicated.
Well, birth control pills, they destroy things. They're horrible, so bad for you. I mean, that's a whole nother episode. But anyway, so we are heading into the weekend. This is a special Friday episode. I'll be here Monday. So yeah, anything you guys want to talk about, we're here, and we'll have the topics. We'll have the goods. And we also have goods at ambrosiacollective.com and tigerfitness.com, including this Planta bar. Planta bar is at both sites, and both sites you use coupon code Evening Rants. That's Evening Rants, EVENINGRANTS, one word, gets you 10% off both sites. And we also have obviously No Morbidity, Alchemy, Ember. Those are No Morbidity and Alchemy. Obviously, buy those. Those support Alan even more. And
appreciate it.
And other than that, man, have a good weekend, y'all. It's been a fucking crazy week.
Real quick, it's been as the temperature drops and people start getting aches and pains. Go get yourself some Golden, by the way, from Ambrosia Collective. I've been using this all week to lower my inflammation. Incredible supplement. And Monday, by the way, we are having our guest Alex Rosen for I Fight for Kids come back on.
Oh man, YouTube's gonna hate that one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to I'm thinking we'll do first 15-20 minutes there and then move over.
And we'll start on YouTube and then move over because they're going to definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But
all right, guys.
I'll take us out with an ad.
Yeah, take us out, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend, y'all.
Ladies, if you want to burn body fat, not just a little bit, but but a lot. I got the perfect stack for you. It's 3 products. Ember, which is a powerful thermogenic that you take in the morning, suppresses your appetite to a degree, and it raises your metabolic rate and have you burning calories all day long. Alchemy. What alchemy is going to do is it allows you to eat those carbs in your meal guilt-free. It's going to take those carbs and burn it off as fuel, so you have plenty of energy throughout the day. Before you go to bed, you're going to take no morbidity. It's the best part of the stack because while you sleep, a deep, restful sleep, it's going to be burning calories, burning fat all night long. So you're going to wake up not feeling groggy, feeling refreshed, ready to go about your day. So we got you covered all day long. This is called the Holy Trinity Stack. And ladies, it's for y'all, for the queens.